You can lie in bed next to someone every night and still feel completely alone. You can share meals, share a home, even share a life, yet something inside feels empty. That's the silent crisis of modern love. We talk all day, but we don't communicate. We touch, but we don't connect. We post pictures that look perfect, while quietly wondering, why do I still feel unseen? It's not that people don't love anymore. It's that love today is constantly interrupted by screens, by noise, by the fear of being too real. We've become experts at staying in touch, but terrible at being present. This video isn't about romance. It's about the loneliness that hides inside it, the kind that doesn't scream, but slowly eats away at you while you're lying beside someone who no longer sees you. Number 1. Digital connection has replaced real presence. You've probably seen it. Two people sitting side by side, faces lit by the glow of their phones. They might be a couple. They might even call each other soulmates. But in that moment, they look like strangers waiting for the same bus. One scrolls through Instagram. The other replies to a message from work. They're together, but their minds are somewhere else. That's what love looks like now. Not broken, just distracted. We text all day, send each other memes, use emojis to express what we can't say out loud. It feels like we're connected. But that's an illusion, because typing "I miss you" isn't the same as missing someone in silence. Sending a heart isn't the same as holding a hand. The problem is subtle. We've replaced emotional presence with digital availability. We're always reachable, but rarely here. Technology didn't destroy intimacy. It diluted it. Every message, notification, or scene bubble gives us a quick hit of attention. It's like emotional fast food, easy to get, but never filling. We feed on constant contact, yet we're starving for genuine closeness. Real connection used to happen in small, quiet moments. A glance across the room, a shared laugh, a pause that didn't need words. Now, those moments are rare because silence feels uncomfortable. We fill it with screens. It's easier that way. Easier to send a goodnight text than to talk about what's wrong. Easier to scroll through photos than to look into someone's eyes and realize how far apart you've drifted. Screens protect us from vulnerability. Behind a keyboard, you can edit, delete, control. But love doesn't survive under control. It needs rawness, presence, and risk. And that's what we've lost. The risk of being fully seen. Being with someone today often means being half present. We sit next to each other but check out mentally. We talk, but don't listen. We react, but don't feel. And over time, the absence grows quietly. No big argument, no betrayal, just a slow fading. You start to feel lonely next to the person who's supposed to make you feel less alone. Real intimacy isn't loud. It doesn't happen through constant texting or liking each other's posts. It happens in moments of stillness, when two people are fully there. No filters, no phones, no noise. But we've forgotten how to stay in that space. We get restless without distractions. We crave connection, yet we run from presence. That's why modern relationships feel so empty. Because even when we're together, we're not really with each other. We're always halfway gone. Half in a conversation, half in another world, half loving, half distracted. The modern tragedy isn't that people stop loving. It's that they love while looking away. Number 2, people seek validation, not understanding. Most people don't want to be understood anymore. They just want to be approved. That's why modern relationships feel so fragile. Every conversation becomes a quiet performance. You say what makes you look right, not what's really true. You post a picture, waiting for your partner's reaction. You test if they'll like it fast enough. Love has turned into a mirror. We look at the other person just to see our own reflection, not to actually see them. We live in a time where everyone's self-worth is on display. One careless comment can start an argument. One missed reply can spark insecurity. Couples don't fight over values. They fight over attention gaps. Why didn't you text me back? Why didn't you notice my post? It's not love talking. It's the hunger for validation. We don't want to be known. We want to be constantly reassured that we matter. The irony is that the more we chase validation, the less we get it. Because validation is never enough. It expires fast. You feel good for a moment, then doubt returns. You start needing more proof. Another compliment, another message, another gesture. That cycle quietly drains every relationship. No one feels safe because both are secretly begging to be seen as enough. Understanding is slower. It's built through listening, not scrolling. Through patience, not instant replies. To understand someone, you have to stop defending yourself long enough to hear them. But in modern love, people listen just to answer, not to understand. Everyone wants to win the argument, not solve it. It's why so many conversations end with silence. Both sides feel unheard. And here's the truth. Validation feels good, but understanding heals. When someone truly gets you, not just agrees with you, your defenses drop. You feel seen without needing to perform. But that kind of connection can't happen if your ego is always asking, do they still like me? Am I enough? That voice kills empathy. Real love doesn't always flatter you. Sometimes it challenges you, mirrors your flaws, forces growth. But many people today can't handle that. The moment they feel misunderstood, they pull away. They say, you've changed. Or, you don't get me anymore. When in fact, they never allowed themselves to be fully known in the first place. Modern relationships drown in validation because everyone's afraid of rejection. We don't share our fears. We market them as confidence. We hide pain behind aesthetics. Perfect pictures, clever captions, strong words, but deep down, everyone's just waiting for someone to say, I see you, even when you're not perfect. Until we stop chasing constant approval, we'll keep mistaking validation for love and wonder why it never feels enough. Because love that's built on validation isn't love. It's insecurity dressed in romance. Number 3. The illusion of independence kills connection. We've been taught to be strong, independent, and self-sufficient. Don't rely on anyone. Love yourself first. It sounds empowering, and it is, to a point. But somewhere along the way, independence turned into isolation. People started treating closeness like weakness. Depending on someone emotionally now feels like losing control. So we build walls and call them boundaries. We distance ourselves and call it peace. But deep down, we're just scared. Scared of needing someone who might leave. Modern love has become a quiet war between two people trying not to need each other too much. Everyone wants connection, but no one wants to risk vulnerability. So we stay half in, half out. We talk about space and freedom as if they're sacred, but sometimes they're just excuses to avoid intimacy. We want someone to be close enough to make us feel wanted, but far enough not to hurt us. That's not connection. That's emotional insurance. Real closeness means surrendering a part of your control. It means admitting, I need you. But that phrase terrifies the modern mind. It sounds like weakness, dependency, loss of power. So we pretend. We act like we're fine alone, like we don't care if they pull away. We play it cool. We tell ourselves, if they leave, I'll be okay. And maybe we will. But in protecting ourselves from pain, we also protect ourselves from love. Because love requires risk. You cannot truly connect with someone if you're constantly calculating how to stay safe. The paradox is cruel. The more we protect our hearts, the lonelier we become. Relationships today die not from conflict, but from emotional distance. Two people too guarded to reach out. You can share a bed and still be miles apart if both of you are afraid to need each other. True independence isn't about never needing anyone. It's about choosing who you can trust enough to need. It's not weakness to lean on someone. It's courage. But that's a truth many people can't swallow. So they settle for shallow connections, short-term flings, no labels, and low expectations. They think they're free, but it's just another kind of loneliness, one that hides behind pride. The illusion of independence makes you untouchable, but it also makes you unloved. You can't build intimacy if you're busy proving you don't need it. And in the end, all that self-protection leaves you with the same emptiness you tried to avoid. Because no matter how strong, successful, or emotionally detached you are, you still crave one thing: to be seen, known, and needed. The truth is simple. Love doesn't threaten your independence. It expands it. But only if you stop confusing connection with captivity. Number 4, we consume each other instead of building each other. Modern relationships are no longer about building something together. They're about consuming each other. People don't fall in love to grow. They fall in love to feel. We treat connection like a product. It has to be exciting, instantly rewarding, and easy to replace. The moment it stops giving us that high, we move on. Love has turned into an emotional marketplace, where partners are suppliers of feelings. And when the supply runs dry, we switch brands. We've been conditioned to seek experiences, not bonds. We chase intensity instead of stability. We want the rush, not the roots. That's why so many modern relationships burn bright and die fast. They're built on stimulation, not substance. The first few weeks feel electric. Constant texting, late-night calls, passion everywhere. But when that fades, when real life starts, most people panic. They mistake the end of excitement for the end of love. We've learned to consume people the same way we consume media: swipe, scroll, discard. And we tell ourselves it's self-care or knowing our worth, when in truth, we've just lost patience for the slow process of understanding someone. Love used to mean growing with a person, learning their layers, surviving their flaws. Now, we treat flaws like bad reviews, reasons to move on. The tragedy is, emotional consumption feels like love at first. You get the dopamine, the attention, the drama. But it's not intimacy, it's entertainment. And when the high fades, we feel bored, not broken. So we chase the next spark, hoping to feel alive again. We end up addicted to the feeling of connection, not the work that keeps it alive. Real love is inconvenient. It demands patience, accountability, and self-awareness. It's not about how someone makes you feel. It's about what you become together. But that doesn't fit the modern mindset. We want love that's thrilling, not humbling, easy, not demanding. And so, without realizing it, we use people for emotional hits, validation, comfort, distraction, instead of choosing them for growth. You can't build something lasting when both people treat love like a temporary fix. You can't build trust when you treat presence like a service. When love becomes consumption, people stop being partners. They become content. In the end, the more we consume, the less we feel. Because love isn't meant to be devoured. It's meant to be cultivated. You don't grow through constant novelty. You grow through depth. But depth requires time, and time requires commitment. The one thing most people have unlearned in the age of endless choice. Number 5. Learning to love bravely again. Maybe the problem isn't that people don't want love, it's that they've forgotten how to love. We live in a world that trains us to protect ourselves, not to connect. Every heartbreak becomes proof that caring too much is a mistake. Every disappointment makes us colder. But the truth is, we can't build real connection while staying guarded. If we want love that actually feels alive again, we have to relearn what it means to love bravely. Loving bravely doesn't mean being naive or reckless. It means staying open even after being hurt. It means choosing honesty over strategy and vulnerability over control. When you text first, when you apologize without waiting for them to do it, when you say, "I miss you," without calculating what it means, that's not weakness. That's emotional courage. Because it's easy to play games, but it takes real strength to be genuine in a world that teaches you to hide. The first step is to drop the armor. Stop trying to win love by appearing unbothered. No one falls in love with a wall. You don't have to act detached to be respected. Real respect comes from authenticity, from saying what you mean and standing by it. When you stop performing, you give others permission to be real too. That's where intimacy begins. Second, stop expecting love to always feel good. Love isn't constant dopamine. It's work, compromise, and sometimes silence. But it's also where you grow, because being loved doesn't fix you. It reveals you. It shows you your triggers, your insecurities, your ego. If you can face those things without running, that's when love starts to mature. Third, replace control with communication. Instead of trying to manage how someone feels, tell them how you feel. Instead of assuming, ask. Instead of punishing with silence, express with calm. Vulnerability doesn't make you lose power. It creates trust. And trust is what allows love to breathe. Finally, understand that brave love doesn't guarantee safety. It guarantees meaning. You might still get hurt, but at least it will be real. And real pain is better than fake peace. The point of love isn't to avoid heartbreak. It's to experience connection deep enough that even the heartbreak was worth it. So if you want to stop feeling lonely in love, stop loving safely, text first. Show up. Say what you mean. Care fully. Because at the end of the day, love only works if someone dares to go first. And maybe that someone has to be you. In the end, love in this generation isn't dying. It's just hiding behind fear. The real freedom isn't in staying untouchable. It's in daring to feel deeply again. We've all been broken, but that's not the reason to stop loving. It's the reason to love wiser, truer, braver. Because the moment you allow yourself to feel fully, you come back to life. If this message resonates with you, if you've ever felt the weight of modern love, the silence between two people who care, leave a comment. Share your story. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And subscribe to the channel so more people can wake up to the truth about love, loneliness, and connection.